He left me in the rain. Life left him in the storm. We were that couple people pointed at and said they're definitely getting married. Small town high school sweethearts who moved to the city together, chasing dreams on a budget and living on cheap takeout and big promises. I was the girl with a thrift store umbrella and a notebook full of plans. Mason was the guy with a loud laugh and louder opinions, always certain the world would bend if he pushed hard enough. For a while, I believed confidence was the same as strength. We fought more once the real world hit: bills, late rent, dead-end jobs. He said I wanted too much, I said he wanted everything easy. But that night, the rain didn't just fall, it drew a line. It was a Tuesday. The kind of cold, sideways rain that soaks you from the ankles up. We were outside a strip mall restaurant after another argument about my stupid idea to apply for a competitive scholarship program in another city. "You're not that girl," he snapped. "You're not special. You're barely keeping this job. Stop acting like you're above this place." I told him I couldn't spend my life shrinking, so he stayed comfortable. He laughed, mean and sharp, then dangled the car keys. "You want to be independent so bad? Walk home. Think about your attitude." Before I could answer, he slid into the driver's seat, slammed the door, and pulled away. The taillights blurred red through the rain as water ran down my face, mixing with tears. I stood there in the downpour, shoes filling with water, watching the person I'd chosen drive off like I was nothing. No apology text, no "are you safe" call, just silence and the sound of cars hissing by. By the time I started walking, shivering and furious, one thought had settled deeper than the cold. This is the last time he leaves me anywhere. By the time I reached our apartment, I was shaking so hard I could barely get the key in the door. He was on the couch, dry, scrolling his phone like nothing happened. "See," he said without looking up, "you made it. Maybe next time you'll think before talking back." Something in me snapped, but not the way he thought. I didn't scream. I didn't throw anything. I just went to the bedroom, grabbed a duffel, and started packing. My wet clothes slapped against the floor as I moved. He finally looked up. "Come on, you're being dramatic." I zipped the bag. "You left me in a storm to make a point. You just taught me mine." I took the bus to my sister's cramped apartment that night. Still damp, still shaking, but moving in a straight line for the first time in years. Leaving him didn't magically fix my life. It was ugly and broke and lonely for a while. I slept on couches, worked double shifts, and studied at 2 a.m. with coffee that tasted like burnt hope. But I sent in that scholarship application, then another. I learned how to negotiate, how to say no, how to recognize the difference between love and control. Slowly, doors opened. First, a part-time internship, then a junior role at a design agency, then late nights turning into promotions. The girl he left in the rain became the woman closing deals in glass offices, leading a team that actually listened when she spoke. I bought my own car, my own place, my own umbrella, just in case, but I didn't need someone to hold it anymore. His name stopped burning when I heard it. It was just a chapter I'd outgrown when the storm found him. It had been almost 8 years when he walked into my life again, or tried to. I was at a networking event downtown, speaking on a panel about career comebacks and resilience. Afterward, people lined up to shake my hand. And there he was at the back, older, heavier, eyes dimmer, clutching a crumpled resume folder. "Mia?" he asked, half smiling like we were old friends. "Look at you. I saw your name on the flyer. I need to talk to you." We stepped aside. He told me he'd been laid off twice, that the guys who always backed him up had moved on, that he'd heard my company was hiring, that I was high enough to pull some strings. He never mentioned the rain, never apologized, just talked about how we used to be good together and how helping him would prove I'm not bitter. For a moment, I saw that parking lot again. The cold, the fear, the way he drove off without looking back. Only now, he was the one standing in the storm, drenched in consequences and bad choices, begging for shelter from someone he once left on the sidewalk. "I remember the last time you left me outside in a storm," I said calmly. His face flickered. Guilt, recognition, then defensiveness. "It was just a fight," he muttered. "You know how young people are." I remember exactly how young I was. I also remember walking home alone and realizing I'd rather be soaked and single than dry and disrespected. He shifted, tried to smile. "So, can you help me or not?" I looked him in the eye. "I hope you find the help you need, but I can't bring someone into my team who thinks people are disposable when it's convenient." I stepped back, gave him a small, polite nod. "The girl you left in the rain doesn't live here anymore. The woman I am now chooses who gets inside." I walked away before he could answer, heels clicking on polished floors he once told me I'd never walk. Outside, it had started to drizzle again. Light, soft, almost gentle. I lifted my face to the sky and let it fall, just for a second. He left me in the rain to teach me a lesson. Life taught him a better one. Some storms you survive, some you become.